Should be able to. So maybe it's good if we start. You give a short intro to yourself.
Sure, we are live, Serena,
and then after
if
a
you
few
want
minutes.
to.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Go ahead, Serena.
We have Marcus here today from the Sandbox team and Jessica from WeForest. So this is a live session where we're going to be telling you more about the progress we've been making in our collaboration from the Sandbox and WeForest together. I'll let Jessica and Marcus give a short introduction about themselves, and then we'll play a short video.
Jessica, you can start.
Great, thanks, Marcus. Hi, everyone. Very nice to meet you all. My name's Jessica. I'm the Director of Partnerships at WeForest. As you'll see shortly, we're a non-profit focused on forest restoration. My role here is to work with organisations like Sandbox who want to take real positive action. So delighted to be able to talk to you today, and thanks very much to Sandbox for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today as well. My name is Marcus. I'm the marketing director at the Sandbox for everyone listening. And I've been in contact with the WeForest. I think we got in contact earlier, like in mid this year, and to kick off this collaboration, which actually was a reignition of a previous cooperation that we had with Pixel, with the mobile version of the Sandbox a few years back. So. But however, before we talk about this, without further ado, I think we can just give a brief introduction for anyone watching that might know what the Sandbox is, but not yet what WeForest is about. So we can just watch a quick introduction video. Maybe.
If it can't be managed that side, I can share it from my side.
Maybe you can just give a brief introduction about what WeForest is. The video might start at a later moment, but
Sure.
Just for everyone to understand.
Yeah, no problem. So for those of you who don't know us, WeForest is a non-profit organisation. We're over 11 years old now, founded by an entrepreneur who at the time knew that forests were our greatest asset. So I think this video will tell you a little bit more. I think we don't have the audio, Marion.
We can share the video afterwards on our Twitter for everyone to rewatch it as well. And
great.
With the
yes,
music.
I was just thinking it's a good job there are subtitles here. You can see.
No, but continue talking about what you explained. Like I think it's a good video yeah.
Sure. So, like I said, we're over 11 years old. WeForest, as the name suggests, entirely focused around forests as primary our greatest climate asset. That's because significant amount of greenhouse gas emissions are caused by deforestation, so we need to protect our forests. But they're also a great solution. We can grow trees that draw carbon out of the atmosphere to remove all of that current emissions that needs to be addressed. So we are a massive advocate and actor on forests. We are primarily, our 14 or 15 projects are in Africa, South America, and we have grown to a staff of over 50, most of whom are in Southern Africa, as well as in Northern Africa and Ethiopia. and in our headquarters in Brussels. So we're a very direct implementer of forest restoration projects. We have ecologists leading our programs, for example, in Ethiopia and Zambia, social scientists, because for us, I think the key, whilst the scientific, let's say, answer for climate is partly about forests, this is also, we recognize and in fact embrace wholly the fact that people depend on forests. Most of the places we work in Africa, the forest is the place where everybody lives. So not only do they depend on the forest, but any solution to protect and restore forests has to be led by the local communities, otherwise it won't succeed. So communities at the front and center of what we do is our DNA.
It's very nice to hear, and like I know the backstory and I know the history of WeForest, but I think it's very exciting for everyone as well that is watching here or that wants to learn more about this to get an introduction from you. So thank you for this, Jessica. To give a little bit more overview of what this partnership between WeForest and the Sandbox might mean is that on our side it is really important that first and foremost we are a platform that is around entertainment, about empowering creators, but at the same time we also want to provide awareness of around reforestation, restoration of forests, and we were looking into ways on how we can support this cause and give everyone in the community a method of doing something to support this. And we found WeForest, as I mentioned before, through the previous cooperation between Pixel and WeForest, actually, where I've seen a couple of times ago, like some pictures of some of the forests that already have been have grown back, and it was very nice to see. So we hope that we see the same with the Sandbox. The what we've created was that as some of the listeners might know, is that we have regular land sales that are providing like restoring pieces of land inside the Sandbox, and we thought it would be a nice catch to give 1% of all our proceeds that we generate through the land sales and donate them to WeForest. And this is directly linked to what is the price of sand. So there is actually, it's directly tied with the evolution of the Sandbox, of the market behavior. And it's something that we're really excited about, because there is a direct impact on, by just purchasing a piece of land in a digital world, you somehow also helping to restore a real piece of land that can be as you mentioned as well, like in various places around the world. And for us, it's really important. And WeForest is one organization that is that we very much believe in, and it's a great team, and you're very responsive. And we are happy to have this as an ongoing collaboration.
No, that's great. And I thought it'd probably be useful to put some numbers on what we've managed to, even though the more recent collaboration is quite new, we've got some numbers to be able to share with you in terms of what we've been able to do so far. So if I just check my figures, so I think so far what we're aiming to do with the partnership, you're aiming to support forest restoration in Zambia and in Brazil and in Ethiopia as well. And so far, the proceeds from the sale that's taken place has been able to grow in northern Ethiopia, where desertification is a massive problem, poverty is a massive problem. You're already restoring over 50 hectares of land, which, if you're in American terms, we're talking about 52 baseball fields, but in European terms, 62 football pitches. So to put that into some perspective, that's what we're able to achieve so far. And in Brazil, in the Amazon, what's happening here actually is that the pressure is the area where the collaboration's working in the Amazon. It's really that forests, the land is being sold because it's unproductive, and once it's sold, it gets deforested, and it's only downhill from there. So we're working to make it productive. That means intercropping coffee with native trees, so that the farmers don't have to sell the land. It becomes an agroforestry system again. And so that started already. There's 3 football pitches underway. It's a brand new project. So, and what we hope to do, Marcus, as all of the work that we do, one of our goals is transparency. So you'll be able to see where all those sites are on our online map. There are stories and updates that take place throughout the year on progress. And then every year we look back at the progress and see what we've managed to achieve. It's really important that we're totally transparent and open. This is nature, this isn't a guarantee where you buy sneakers from the shelf and you just put them on and it's ready. We're in this for the long game. This is at least 10 years, 15 years more of presence to be able to make something happen. So the pictures of growing trees might take a little longer, but we've certainly there's some wonderful programs that go alongside growing trees, the livelihood programs where we have to support local farmers to generate income other than cutting forest. There's lots of activity throughout the year. So that's all provided online. And we hope your customers, clients, gamers will be, inspired by what's happening, because our team at WeForest certainly is.
Well, I believe so, because when we talked about it, the reception was very positive, and everyone really in the community was excited to learn more about it. Before we went online, I had a question. Before we went live, I had a question, because I asked if I call it reforestation or restoration. Can you give maybe everyone a bit of an overview what the difference is between restoration and reforestation?
Yeah, great question. And this is a real great question. So we talk about restoration. We're restoring. It's because most of the places we work were once forest and are now not forest. Restoring covers so much more than reforesting. I'll tell you why. Because when you're restoring a landscape, in Ethiopia, very specifically, what we have to do in terms of restoration is to hold water. It only rains for 2 months. You need to keep that water for as long as possible so that it seeps into the ground and that the new trees can grow it, the livestock that are there can use it. So restoring is a much more holistic process than just a reforest or replanting. That's kind of the gist of it.
No, it makes sense, and actually this was exactly what I mean, because when you think of reforestation, you think you plant trees and you do something for them and you water them and then you wait. But there's so much more to it, and it's exciting to see.
It is, and actually, one of the things that I used to, and we still talk about tree planting. Everyone loves to plant a tree, but I like to make sure that we talk about growing forests, because actually for WeForest, we're about forests and thriving forests. So, and planting trees is one of the ways that you can do that. But actually, in most cases, that's really risky. You really want to do everything you can before you have to get to the planting stage. So for us, it's far more holistic than tree planting.
Yeah. So thank you for all for the information. As I mentioned, when it comes to the Sandbox, 1% of all the proceeds of land sales, they're going directly to WeForest. However, if I'm an individual and I have my land already, or I still want to support you, what is the best way for me to get engaged with like supporting your cause and helping reforestation or restoration across the world?
That's a good question. So there's different ways, different platforms we have to be able to enable individuals to join us in the journey. So we have a global giving platform, which is allows you to support different projects that are available there. We also have just started the ability to create a fundraiser through Instagram. So if anyone's interested, contact me. My colleagues and I'd be really happy to be able to share any and all. Getting the word out is absolutely.
I think we lost Jessica. There was a small connection hiccup. That's no problem. If there's anyone has any questions in the chat, just post them in here, and we're gonna make sure that we can answer them. Jessica, you are back. We lost you quickly. No problem.
Sorry, I'm here. Don't worry, I'm still here.
Yes, we can hear you. I don't know where you went cut off or what you were talking about, but it seems to be fine now again. I was just mentioning.
Yeah, did you hear the part about the Instagram fundraising then?
Yes, this was exactly after this part you got cut off. But I think if everyone wants to, and anyone listening wants to or watching wants to get involved, they can go on the WeForest website and get in touch with you, either through donations or maybe on a deeper level as well. It's something on our side, like very like it's some where there could be a lot of interest, and we're very excited to support you as well in this regard. Because for us, as I mentioned as well, like it's important to do something, and like the Sandbox as well, we are there for the long run. That you said, like it's not something that goes over a day. And building or restoring something as fundamental as a forest or as an ecosystem is something that is very very, very good. I had a question, but that I lost it now that you got disconnected. But that's no problem. In the future, one thing that we also talked about, that is something that we have not formalized externally, but we're also looking into other ways of how through the Sandbox there could be an engagement. We were talking about potentially having a specific NFT that could be bought as a method of helping WeForest. If you do not want to acquire a piece of land, there could be an NFT or something in our marketplace that could represent a donation to WeForest as an intermediate, which is something that we also want to explore further and see if there's an angle here. And as I mentioned while you were cut off and we started talking again, is that if in the chat anyone has any questions, you can ask them here. We are very happy to give more insights into anything around it. I will just see if there's anything on our end, but I think we are good. Is there any, like, if I want to see what the progress is of the Sandbox land and the reforestation and the restoration, where can I get this information?
So the first place, I think the best place initially to go is Sandbox has a page on the WeForest site that explains this partnership we have. And I see somebody's asking, where are the forests being planted? So Zambia, Ethiopia and Brazil are the countries that we're partnering with Sandbox and on our restoration. And throughout the course of our partnership, the maps of those forests, where they're growing, where they are particularly, the stories, the updates, they'll all be visible by clicking through those links through our project site. So you'll be able to keep up to date in that way. I think the other thing to say is that, you know, there's quite a lot of assets that are available that aren't posted through our WeForest site, Marcus, that are available for you. So, you know, if you're thinking about how to communicate what else is going on out through other channels, we can also think about other ways to be able to share. There's not just the tree planting or the growing, but the livelihoods that are being impacted for positive ways. You know, the clean water. We just got a great set of photos the other day that I'm sure I would love to share to you guys so that you can see what's happened. Basically, when you grow forests in areas where the soil's being eroded, it stabilizes the soil, it cleans the water. And so we've got two pictures that show muddy water, 75 meters downstream, clean water where families are able to drink and, you know, extract the water. So it's those kinds of photos, you know, every time that they're available, we'd love to share them with you, because, you know, these are the kind of amazing impacts that we're having.
Yeah, I was just going, I'm just on your website to see all the projects, like I see Brazil, Ethiopia, Zambia, Senegal, Malawi, Tanzania, India, and each of those countries has specific projects that are directly tied to those regions. And because also, like, what we're gonna share afterwards is the direct link where everyone can follow the progress actually of the Sandbox trees funded. And there actually I see right now that we have almost 13,000 trees that have been funded through the engagement of the Sandbox and the Sandbox community and anyone that engaged so far. Of course, personally, I want to get this number higher. I want to get this number up.
Yes, we do too.
Yes. So, and I think there's going to be more opportunities for us to get involved as well as our community. And there was one question. This is where the forest is being planted that you've already answered. And apart from that, I think this gives a very good overview of what WeForest is, what you're doing. I want to be conscious of your time. If anyone wants to learn more about it, where can we find you? Where can we get in touch with you? And yeah.
Great question. There's different ways to get in touch with us. First place I would recommend is have a look at our website. We have all the maps, all the projects, all the info on there. Frequently asked questions if you want to know more about either very detailed technical things or less technical things. They're all there. More and more we get questions about carbon impacts and climate. So if you need any of that kind of support, there is a contact form on the website. We're a small team. We see everything. It's not a black box that nobody sees. So we'll see every single message that you send. We're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter. So you can contact us in different ways. And if you do have individual ways that you want to get involved beyond the Sandbox and share the message about forests, please feel free. We'd be happy to hear from you.
Yeah, that's the recommendation that I give everyone as well. Just go on the website, follow them, see what's going on, follow the projects, and get involved. It's a great cause, and as I mentioned beginning, we are very proud to be partnering, and we're hoping that it's going to be a collaboration for many years to come, so that we can see those 12,000 trees that we've planted so far grow into fruition and become a beautiful forest.
Indeed,
And,
absolutely.
yeah. And there was one other questions if WeForest has any lands in the Sandbox. I think you do not. I don't know. Do you have one? I don't think you have one yet, but that's something we can see. Maybe we can create a little WeForest outlet where anyone can come and learn more about the cause and the environmental.
Okay, yeah. Well, let us know how we can support you on that.
Yes, sounds good. Great. Then I'm not going to hold you any longer. It was very nice of you to take the time for us and explain more about WeForest, and for us as well to get an opportunity to talk again about this partnership, which is very dear to us. And anyone watching or listening, if you have any follow-up questions, let us know. Send us a DM. Reach out to Jessica, and as she mentioned, she's they're seeing everything. So
we do. Yeah, we read everything. Don't worry. And thanks, Marcus. Thanks, Sandbox. We're really happy with our partnership. Long may it continue. And thanks everyone for making it happen. It wouldn't without you. So thank you.
Yes, thank you everyone. All right.